pleasure to be with you and miss you. And unfortunately, because I'm traveling so much, I'm actually in Amarillo, Texas. I could not attend and meet you in person. Um, the topic which I wanted to address is wisdom at work and how we need to begin to think about not just being the smart leaders. The need of the hour is actually the wisdom, because despite all the smartness that we have, we seem to be struggling with ethics, with humility, and with certain inability to do things. So I do believe we need to pay more attention to wisdom, a lot more than anything else. The second part of it, how do we actually call that wisdom, is I'm defining smartness as something practical, something that actually is about applying our intelligence for our self-interest. On the other hand, wisdom is about applying our intelligence for the larger good. So in the book, we define wise leadership as application of intelligence and repurposing our smartness for noble purpose that we have, and that also gives us certain amount of humility, ethical clarity, along with the noble purpose that we serve. Where does the wisdom come from, and why do we need to pay attention to that? I do believe that the intersection of the three areas which we struggle with quite a bit, the business, science, and technology, and spirituality, three, that is where probably we have a chance to um, bring out the practical wisdom. As we know, the Bhagavad Gita in India is considered to be a practical action document. And of course, it is not just in a Hindu context that we talk about. Even in what you call Sikh concept, if we talk about Buddhism, if we talk about Jainism, Parsi, many of them have got deep roots in bringing actions connected deeply with spirituality, and it is the same worldwide, I suppose. Confucius talked about practical wisdom quite extensively in China. Aristotle talked about spiritual wisdom and as the Sophia, and the practical wisdom as phronesis. Ultimately, any and all of these pretty much look at wisdom as um, something that is grounded in practicality, in here and now, and in more ways than one. Wisdom is actually something that makes the knowledge that we have to be meaningful and to be purposeful. The couple of points which we try to make in terms of the practical wisdom in our book is by taking the framework from the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. There are 6 principles that are connected with the gunas, the Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic. We reframed them and we began to look at how they actually appear in the context of 21st century. We began to take the best qualities of a tamasic person and best qualities of a rajasic person and best qualities of a sattvic person, and we tried to do empirical study, and we interviewed large number of people and came up with a framework that actually builds on the great qualities that we can take away from being tamasic. For example, execution is not possible unless we bring the quality of here and now, safety, security, not too much risk taking, being grounded in the details and logistics. Those are critical for getting anything done. Rajasik brings in the perspective of focusing on where do we want to go and aggressiveness, top line focus, and certain action orientation, almost like a restless action orientation. That I do believe is connected with Rajasik, but also entrepreneurs. And balancing between these two is where I'm focusing a lot more on Satvik. And thanks to Navi, we began to take this and created a capability formula, and that we created based on several examples of business leaders from United States, Europe, and India. In India, we had interviewed various people, including Kiran Majumdar, Narayana Murthy, and we wrote the stories of people like Ratan Tata. And in the United States, we brought in the anecdotes and stories of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Alan Mulally, Sam Palmisano of IBM, and many other people. Our belief is the wisdom is the next big idea, especially in the knowledge age. We need to begin to think beyond information based approaches, and we need to figure out a big tent idea like wise leadership, where things like authenticity, where CSR becomes part of the business strategy, not just a side strategy, and looking at enlightened self-interest. Because of the social network that we live in, it is very important to pay attention to how we contribute to each other and how we grow together through other people, or some of the concepts which we talk about. And essentially, I can complete my talk by summarizing the 6 capabilities from the Gita as we framed the book. We can summarize them as the acronym wisdom, so that it becomes an easy mnemonic for people to remember. The wisdom, if you elaborate, it is working with authenticity and appropriateness, not just one or the other, but it is about bringing in who you are and also being context sensitive. I represents intelligent and flexible fortitude. So when we start a project, how we end it and how we make it successful depends upon the grit and the courage that we demonstrate in tough situations. Yes, for shifting the perspective and reframing the problem in a positive, holistic, and systemic view, so that we begin to think from a customer perspective, other people's perspective. D for discernment, learning to decide with wisdom. That means using a lot more vivek and knowing whether in tough times and tough situations, whether we use data or emotion or instinct or intuition. If we can learn about our own emotion and our own decision logic, how they are shaped by each other ahead of time, then it becomes a lot easier to make critical decisions by paying a lot more attention to other elements which we normally don't pay attention to. 5 is openness to lead from anywhere. Several times our ego gets in the way if we are not the boss. So sometimes we refuse to collaborate with the people who are in power just because we lost out in the competition and another person became the manager instead of us. I do believe, like actors, we have to recognize we play different roles in different scenarios, but our ability to demonstrate equanimity and detached engagement will make us wise leaders and also get the respect of other people. And the last one I would say is about literally bringing enlightened self-interest. That means knowing our motivation drivers. When we pay attention to how and what motivates us, it makes it a lot easier for us to bring about wisdom to whatever we do. So that is the basis of some of the book which we have, and we are really glad that it has become a bestseller in India, and it has been getting some good recognition and critical acclaim in the United States as well. And Amit, I really appreciate what you are doing through the Thinkers 50 in India, and appreciate your interest in bringing and developing wise leadership, where it has got a lot more roots and the grounding in India. I think it would be wonderful if we can contribute wise leadership not only to other Indians but also to the Western leaders and the rest of the world. Thank you very much.